dream about being with you forever.
Forever.
Hey Twihards! Think you know everything there is to know about the Twilight Saga? Well, this video might just change that. The Twilight cast are all amazing actors, but they have a hidden talent: improv. Did you know that Bella and Edward's treetop scene was actually unscripted? Robert just kept ad-libbing. That's why in this video, we'll be going over all the surprising Twilight Saga moments where the actors weren't really acting.
Dating an older woman, huh?
When Bella meets the Cullens for the first time, the only thing better than Rosalie's sass,
The entire family will be implicated if this ends badly.
I would become the meal.
is when Edward takes Bella up to the treetops of the forest. It's the first time Bella, and the audience, get to see him in action. Well, Kristen Stewart revealed that Robert Pattinson actually ad-libbed one of the most popular lines of the scene. Bella is basically questioning everything that's going on in this scene. Who wouldn't? And when she says,
This kind of stuff just doesn't exist.
Does in my world.
Edward's response was all Rob, according to Kristen. That wasn't the only part of the treetop scene that Rob pulled out of his back pocket. Now, this next line is actually pretty controversial, in the way that people literally get secondhand embarrassment when they hear it. Are you ready?
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
Director Catherine Hardwicke had been trying to find a line that would work for the moment, and that's what Rob came up with. Honestly, it makes us think whether or not the ad-lib was meant to be a joke, considering how honest Rob's been with how ridiculous he thinks the Twilight scripts are. So if you've been wondering exactly what a spider monkey is for the last decade, try asking R-Patz. After watching 4 movies, we all know how attracted vampires are to Bella's scent.
You do smell good.
Anyone else still kinda creeped out about that? So in Eclipse, when Jacob helps carry her through the forest to create a false trail, it makes total sense, but filming the scene was actually pretty difficult. Taylor Lautner may have a toned body, but he isn't as strong as a werewolf. They had a lever that was meant to hold Kristen so that Taylor could deliver basically a 4-minute monologue, but it didn't work out. Taylor improvised, toughened it out, and just carried Kristen himself. The crew was probably extremely grateful for his improvisation. Drowning is scary, no doubt about it. But apparently, so is pretending to drown. After Bella's cliff diving escapade, she almost meets her demise. When filming that scene, Kristen actually had to get in a body of water with weights in her pockets to make it seem more real. The fear on her face in the scene wasn't scripted. It's all Kristen. The director, Chris Weitz, finally decided to remove the weights after trying it out himself.
It's day 20 and things are just getting stranger.
Kristen's favorite scene in the entire film was completely improvised, but it got deleted. According to the actress, it was just a casual moment between Kristen and Edward, where they were only told to have a conversation they thought their characters would be having.
You don't think I could take care of myself?
I know you can't.
The filmmakers thought the scene wasn't worth the final cut, but Kristen totally disagrees.
It's a wolf thing.
What's a wolf thing?
Taylor Lautner didn't really get the whole concept of imprinting. Same, Taylor, same. So when he was given a script with no instruction on how to make it look like he was imprinting on a literal newborn, he knew he had to improvise the entire moment. So not only was the whole moment thought up by Taylor, Renesmee was completely done later on in the editing room. That means, to top it all off, he imprinted on an invisible baby.
It's like gravity. Your whole center shifts.
That's a tough one, we're not going to lie. Luckily, Stephanie Meyer was on set for moral support and to re-explain what imprinting was.
It's time.
The Cullens baseball scene might just be the most iconic scene in not even just the Twilight film, but the Twilight book. Vampires playing baseball during a thunderstorm? Does it even get better than that?
Hey, come on, it's just a game.
Well, what we're about to tell you might just be the cherry on top of a perfect scene. Jackson Rathbone improvised all of his skills with his bat. Actually, he didn't even know he was being filmed. He was just fooling around between takes, and the cameras just happened to be rolling.
It is not CGI, and I can still do it to this day.
With some editing, the B-roll became the A-roll. Jackson, do you have real-life vampire skills you've been hiding? Speaking of Jackson, he had another scene where he added his own tidbit to the script. Remember when he went all newborn and tried to attack Bella at her birthday party in New Moon? Well, the scene was actually more intense than it was meant to be thanks to Jackson. He got so in character that he actually got other actors, Peter Facinelli and Cullens, to hold him back because he was starting to terrify Kristen. That's some major method acting, Jackson.
It's okay. It's just a little blood.
Moving on to another major fight in Twilight, we have the final showdown between Edward and James in the ballet studio.
You're faster than the others, but not stronger. I'm strong enough to kill you.
Vampire fights are intense, which means to prep, they bring in stunt doubles and get the actors to learn fight choreography so no one gets hurt. But Robert and Cam Gigande decided to veer off the choreography and improvise their own fight instead. Their unscripted moves may have just been for fun, but they ended up making the final cut. It must have looked more natural. Jessica may get jealous of Bella and Edward sometimes, but she was still there to cheer Bella up during New Moon and have a girls' night out. But Anna Kendrick took the scene a whole step further. Now that she's gone on to do other franchises like Pitch Perfect, we know how amazing she is. However, check out what she did before she was starring in all these blockbusters.
I want to sit through all those zombies eating people and no hot guys kissing anybody.
Her entire monologue about the trash zombie movie in this scene was improvised. The entire thing. Kudos to her, that must not have been an easy thing to keep on reshooting perfectly. Beauty is pain, right? At least for vampires in the Twilight Saga, it is. The transition process is painful, but at least the actors had some fun filming the scenes. When Robert filmed Edward's transition scene with Peter Facinelli, it was all silent. That means when Peter went to lean into Rob's ear, he could literally say anything. So every time they shot the scene, he would improvise something different.
The first thing I said, I'm sorry.
It started off normal, but by the end, he was whispering stuff like "you're attractive." They struggled to keep a straight face the entire time. Okay, so maybe filming the scene was painful in another way.
I've held her once, and already you think that you have Wolfie claim on her?
So to be fair, on-screen babies don't really act, they're just there. But the baby who was playing Renesmee during her birth scene was having a little too much fun. Instead of fake blood, the costume department had to use a mix of jelly and cream cheese so they wouldn't irritate her skin. Well, the baby thought it was delicious. You can actually see them trying to lick the spreads throughout the entire birth scene. Honestly, this might be the most adorable improv moment.
Beautiful.
Without this video, we probably would have had no idea how many scenes were actually improvised. "Hold on tight, Spider Monkey." That line is basically iconic, and it was all R-Patz. No wonder the entire cast are such huge actors even more than a decade later. What was your favorite improvised scene? Do you know of any other unscripted moments? Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.